Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Game of Thrones episode called First of His Name, stop listening now. Major spoilers, here we go. Cersei and Tywin plan the crown's next move. Dany discusses future plans. Jon Snow begins a new mission. We're going to start tonight's episode, man, out just by talking about my favorite characters, and this will end the third part of the podcast. I'm probably going to put this third part that I'm talking about right now in the front because it's most exciting, and because obviously those are my characters, so it's going to be a little bit more interesting. And then you can go back and look at all that stuff. It'll be broken down, and then one will have a complete podcast, so look for that. Anyway, moving on. Tommen is crowned king tonight, okay? That was kind of crazy, man, seeing the little dude get up there and be crowned. I'm going to add him to my list of favorite characters as of right now because it's kind of interesting, man. He's a nice kid. And I guess it's like a refresher, man, from when Joffrey was king, okay? So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how, he forms, man. So long may he reign. That's what they were saying tonight. It was really, really awesome. Tonight, man, Marjorie is smiling at Tommen, and Cersei catches him, man, and she decides to walk over, man, a cock block on Marjorie, and she's like, yeah, there he is, man, long may he reign. And then Cersei kind of explains in this weird way that she knew the kind of king and the kind of man that Joffrey was, man. She knew everything about Joffrey. The things that he did shocked her. That was what she said tonight. And to me, that took Cersei's character to the next level because she didn't seem to be bothered by any of that stuff. She didn't seem to even blink an eye, man. And wow, I'm blown away by that, All of a sudden, man, she kind of flips the script because I thought that, when Marjorie was smiling at Tommen, that Cersei would catch her and then actually obviously go over there and threaten her in some way. But she kind of flipped it a little bit tonight. And she said he's going to need help if he's going to rule well. And then Marjorie comes back a little bit later after about 15 seconds and then kind of going back and forth, talking about their plans or whatever. She says, I don't know what to call you later. Is it going to be sister or mother? So that's kind of a little jab, man, that she gave Cersei tonight, Marjorie, man. Her character is really getting well, man. Really having some awesome stuff happening to Marjorie, man. So definitely keep a lookout for her. All right, I'm gonna save Khaleesi, man, to the end because it was just I'm so excited for that, man. I'm gonna get to that in a second, man. We're gonna go talk about Lady Sansa, man. This is where it gets kind of strange, man. But we're gonna go into it. All right. We know that Lady Sansa is with Littlefinger, okay? And Littlefinger is taking Lady Sansa to Eyrie, which I didn't recognize the name because I watched Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 3 in a kind of like marathon, binge watching type way. And it happened so fast once I got done with the, 3 seasons because it's only, 10 episodes apiece. I didn't really pay attention to the names. I do remember the characters, the ones that I liked. I actually wrote them down and stuff like that. But Eyrie is the place where the creepy, strange lady that feeds her son, her like grown little son, 7, 8, 9 years old from the teat, man. Okay. So she still breastfeeds her son. That's where Littlefinger is taking Lady Sansa, man. And they're heading into Eyrie through this thing called the Bloody Gate. Okay, it's like this path where archers are on the top, and as you pass through and try to, I guess, overtake that realm, if you will, you will be destroyed, and you will be murdered by the archers that are above. And it was really, really awesome to kind of see that. They walked you through it, they explained it very well through the characters, and it was really cool, man. Lady Sansa has to hide herself. She has to cover herself and disguise herself because there are a lot of people that, I guess, would do bad things to Lady Sansa, man. I said that was kind of cool to see Littlefinger do that, man, okay? This is one of the things about the Bloody Gate. It says, and the kingdom. The kingdom has never been overcome in 1,000 years, man, okay? So 1,000 years of whoever's been reigning there, no one has overthrown those gates, man. So that's, you can just tell the defense that the Bloody Gate has, man. It was really, really awesome, man. Okay, so Littlefinger, man, Lord Baelish, man, he was giving Lady Sansa, man, like this kind of life lesson, you know, and he calls her, now, I guess you could say Lady Sansa is now known as Elaine, his niece. That's what he kind of introduces her as, Elaine, his niece. And then all of a sudden you walk inside of Eyrie, and then there's that mother I was telling you about that breastfeeds her son, man. That lady's name is Lysa, and her son is named Robin, okay? And thankfully we didn't see any of that, but we did get to see it in the breastfeeding. We did get to see that they're still kind of close a little bit, you know, but he's, you know, Robin's definitely grown up now. He's not sitting on his, well, he's still sitting on his mother's lap, but it's, but it's, I guess it's just in a little bit better taste now, okay? Yeah, Lady Sansa, she comes up and she's like, you know, she's like, Aunt Lisa, it's good to see you again. And then Aunt Lisa just like, she's like, no, you can't say that anymore. Don't let them, you can say that now, but don't let anybody hear you say that anymore, because it'll put everything in jeopardy or whatever. And then they give each other a hug, they catch up a little bit, and then Lady Lisa, she tells Robin to take Lady Sansa, who is Robin's cousin. They're cousins. I want to make sure you guys understand that they're cousins. Take Lady Sansa to her chambers, man. And then all of a sudden, in this weird way, I mean, I guess I didn't even see it coming. I thought they were brothers, or they were something else, man. But Littlefinger is standing there, and all of a sudden, Lysa, she decides to kiss Littlefinger. Okay, so Lord Baelish is courting her, but he won't commit to her, and she wants to get married. And this was just crazy because, you know, you were talking about Lord Baelish, man, who's a very clever character. He's very intelligent. It takes a very long time for someone to, I guess, trick him or manipulate him. You know, you rarely see that happening, okay? Unless, you know, his back is to the wall and obviously he has to do what he has to do. That's what happened tonight, man. This Lysa lady, man, she decides to start spilling out all this stuff, man. Apparently, Littlefinger is behind a lot of the murders, man. A lot of the death of courts. And she says this out loud. She says, I was the one that put the poison inside of Jon's wine, just as you instructed me to. I'm the one that did this, this, and that. And then she starts kind of getting in this crazy, lunatic, crazy ex-girlfriend, psycho lady type vibe, man. And then Littlefinger, in order to shut her up and silence her, man, he kisses her. And I guess, you know, the passion between them, or she likes him so much that she's silenced, but then she says, I want to get married. And then Lord Baelish is like, well, let me get cleaned up first. And then once I'm clean, I'll call for, you know, the preacher and the pastor or whatever, the minister, to come and wed us. All of a sudden, you know, Lysa, she walks up to the door. She opens the door, okay? And there's a minister, a priest there, to marry them. And and you got to see the look on Lord Baelish's face, man. His face just turned pretty much pale. It was just like, what? He was just looking like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. But there was nothing he can do. His back was to the wall, nothing he can do, and it just happened, man. So they got married, and then she says, after tonight, once we're married or whatever, I'm gonna be screaming your name across the narrow sea, so loud, screaming your name so loud that they can hear it across the narrow sea. Really, really funny scene, man, in tonight. Okay, so we did that. We're gonna talk about the debt real quick, man. The debt of the Lannisters. The Lannisters are in tremendous debt. This was just interesting. It's not really a character of mine, but it's just interesting to know. The Lannisters are in debt, man, to the Iron Bank. The Iron Bank is a temple inside of the Game of Thrones realm or universe, whatever you want to call it. And